Hey, this is Brooks with Character Design Forge, kicking off a new series highlighting the fundamental principles of character design. While we are going to look at each of these principles separately, none of them really function in a vacuum, and all of them benefit from and bounce off of one another. In this video, we're going to talk about proportion. Proportion is simply the size of one thing in relation to another. In the fundamentals of art, when talking about proportion, it usually refers to correct proportion, like the correct size of something when drawing human anatomy, or when talking about a person being however many heads tall. This still matters in character design, but it also takes on an additional meaning. Proportion is a tool that a character designer can use to create visual importance, interest, and variation. Now, here's a series of squares. If I asked you which one is the most important, you'd probably be confused. Each one is exactly the same size, and none of them stand out. Now though, which one does your eye go to? Or what about here? Also, if you were rating images of squares, which one would you say is more interesting? The first, or one of the second two? We can apply the same principle when designing characters. Making a portion of the body larger or smaller in proportion to the rest of the character assigns importance to it, and informs us about the character. Proportion can also be used to create interest. Here's a character with consistent proportion. Each part of him is the same size. In fact, his head, torso, and legs are exactly one head tall. It's alright, but we can make him more interesting using the small, medium, large idea. Now, we're stepping into the territory of exaggeration and contrast in character design, but now we're calling attention to the head, and to a lesser extent, the legs. The idea of breaking something into small, medium, and large parts is something that's present in all kinds of art, even the depiction of landscapes. The largest element also isn't necessarily always the one that you're trying to call attention to. Sometimes it acts as a place of visual rest, with less going on, while more concentrated areas draw the eye. You can utilize proportion within shapes as well. For example, you can play with the proportion of facial features, making the eyes, nose, mouth, or ears larger or smaller in comparison to the rest of the face. This gives you a lot of opportunities to inform the personality of a character too. Breaking a character's costuming into small, medium, and large shapes may involve adding segments like belts, collars, bracelets, patches, and layers to break the shapes up into something more interesting. But what if your character has to be a realistic human, and you can't go making significant, stylized alterations to their anatomy? Well, not only is there a significant variety in human shapes and sizes that have actually existed in real life already that you can adopt, there are still plenty of ways to utilize proportion in their costuming. There's an example of this coming up in examples. When creating game characters, it's always a great idea to call attention to gameplay, or to design in harmony with it. Animal Crossing is one of my favorite game series, and all of the characters in it follow a uniform proportion of large head, little body. Not only is this a cute aesthetic choice, and a way to portray characters as docile, non-threatening, and childlike, but your primary interaction with these characters is through dialogue and facial expressions, instead of action or movement. That means the head and face are important. The perspective in Animal Crossing games is also typically slightly overhead, which means the head is going to occupy the most area. When it comes to using costumes on a realistic character, or just a real person, I like to contrast the costume design of Captain America in the film The Avengers specifically, and his costume in other films like The Winter Soldier or Civil War. The same actor is in both costumes, with what I'm assuming is a relatively similar physique and fitness. Yet the Avengers costume comes across as significantly thinner and less dynamic. I've always thought that the Avengers kinda did Captain America dirty with this costume. For a character whose physical strength is one of his defining features, the costume on the right does a much better job of displaying an idealized, muscular build through the use of some padding, segmentation, and shape language that defines the chest, shoulders, arms, and legs, and actually cause the head to look smaller, which in turn makes the body seem larger and wider. As you create characters, look out for ways that you can use proportion to your advantage. If you'd like more help with your character design skills, my course, Learn Character Design, is a comprehensive character design curriculum, and as of the posting of this video, is due for a complete overhaul from me in the very near future. Look for more videos on the fundamental principles of character design like exaggeration, contrast, and more. That's it for me today. I'm making new videos every week on Character Design Forge. They go up on Tuesdays at 11 AM Eastern. Subscribing on YouTube lets you know when new videos are made available. My Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and Patreon are all Bagel Denizen, and you'll see them in a few seconds. Thank you so much for watching, and have fun creating.